Will Kiko ever put other things on this Switch? Probably not. Or maybe I will. Who knows? Who knows? Greetings, everyone. It is I, Kikoski, welcoming you to the stream. The pre-stream, to be exact, where you have the opportunity to get here, get comfortable, and get ready for another day of Hills Far. But that is not all. It is a particular day of note, apart from it being Saturday. It is also the Bug Off. It is the Summer 2025 Bug Off today. That means we're going to be catching some bugs. Hello, Clouth. Hello, Matt. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. It is relatively warm here. Let me tell you just how warm. I have that information for you. It is in this room right now. Pretty warm. Hello, Hobo Joe. It is about 28 degrees in here, but it's not as humid as it was yesterday evening. But it's still pretty warm. I have good news for you, though. The thumb, which I sliced open with the secateurs, is pretty much all healed now. It's pretty much healed. All you see now is a thin mark where the injury once was. That is the joy of your thumbs and fingers. They heal really, really quickly. Toes, too. Toes are also really good at healing from cuts and injuries like that. They're pretty good at it. Here's your random fact for the day. Would you like another random fact for the day? It's probably not a very surprising fact for you. In fact, I would say it's not even vaguely surprising, but I might just throw it at you anyway. If you're prepared for it. I'm unsure if you are prepared. Are you ready for the mad facts? Random fact? Okay. Random fact of the day that is not at all surprising. I have too much Warhammer. Hills Falls for adorable? That too. I have too much Warhammer. Also, there's more Warhammer on there. But it's okay. No, it's not a problem in a sense. It always gives me another project to do. I appreciate having lots of projects. Projects are fun. I like projects. It does leave me sometimes with a bit of decision paralysis in the sense that I have lots of things I could paint, but I don't know what I'm going to paint. It's like, which of these things do I work on? Like, I have some Invicta Tactical Warsuits I could paint, I have some bikes I could paint, I have lots of tanks I could paint, I have 2 knights I can paint, I have a whole Space Marine army I can paint, I have a Lizardman army at some point I want to paint. At some point. Hopefully. I have so many projects. Oh, and the best part, when Book 2 comes out, I'll then start working on more on Book 3, which means that I'll have less time for all my painting projects. But, to be honest, Book 3 itself is its own wonderful project. Oh, yes, yes. I mean, well, that's all in Cav's wheelhouse now. You'd have to gently prod Cav. But yeah, I have a ton of vehicles, like Marine's Extreme Vehicles that I... Book 1 is excellent. Can't wait for Book 2. Oh! You read Book 1, I take it. I believe you told me you'd already read Book 1. I believe you'd already told me that. I have so many little things like, oh, I need to paint that too, and I need to paint this. He glared at you. Did you actually prod him? I'm going to check if you actually prodded him. I don't think you... You shouldn't actually prod him about that. My partner is right there in chat. Oh, fair enough. Sorry. My partner is currently out and about. Her mother and partner are here, so she's got out to eat with them along with her brother and his wife and their kid. So I'm here working. I know some people would say you should have gone out and eaten with them, and that was definitely an option, but you know, gotta work. Work is work, and so here I am. Oh, you not said you'd finished it too. Ah, excellent. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You'll have to go into the chat on my Discord and say general things about it. The full spoilers errant hope, and at some point, and you know, speak about what you thought. They could say, I didn't like this part at all. I'm like, dagger to the heart. It's like, that's okay. At least you never spoke in the thing saying, oh boy, I really like this character. I hope to see them more in the book. And then I go, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're great. Love them. Too many Don't Toke have that. Don't Toke have that. Don't. You will know the rage of Cav. Probably. I think what I'll do when book 2 is very soon to come out, I'll probably do a stream where I will talk about book 1. And it'll be a spoiler friendly stream, as in, hey, talk about book 1. This is not a stream for people who have or not read book 1. And then people will turn up who haven't read book 1, and then they'll be spoiled on things, and I'll be like, look, I just put it in the title! It's in the title, it's on the screen, it's here, it's there, it's everywhere. I encourage people to go, hey, book 2 is about to come out, read book 1 again. Relive all your favourite happy memories. It's a happy book. See? Happy book. Freckles has read the book. Look how happy Freckles is. I did not lie. Added that caveat. According to Alias. Honestly, saying that Errant Hope isn't a happy book. There's so much hope in it. All the hope. The hopiest of hope. I don't know. You know what we can do, though, today? Hello there, everyone! Right now in Hillspot, it's 2 PM on Saturday, June 28th, 2025. The first bug-off of the season runs until 6 PM today. That's all for now. I hope you enjoy my lovely Safari days. Thank you! There you go, Matt. No pressure. Can't say so. Are you saying that you can't say if it's happy? Because, I mean, that's very respectful of not spoiling things. Because that's... Oh look, recent Cyrus's 5 million items we ordered from them. Oh look, there's a Nightbot thing about the book. Right on time. Right on time. Got a thing from Bela. Got a thing from Luna. Got this Womble tea. And also this floral lace dress. But that's not all. We also have these. Oh, also we have a Bela in. Give Bela an item. But yep, it's the bug-off today. So, be a much quicker run around the island today. Which is nice, because this is the last time on stream that you'll see recent Cyrus's wedding photos. Because it ends on Monday. We're not doing a stream on Monday just to do wedding photos. I mean, I know you all love the wedding photos, but something to be said about having too much of a good thing. Something to be said. But yeah, I'm thinking today that I might want to try starting to paint something, but I don't know what I want to paint. That said, ooh, there is something I could paint. What more, Huge Organ? Well, I mean, you'll get one more day of this, which is today. You get it today. But yeah, I'm glad that you thought, Matt, that it was an incredibly happy and joyous and optimistic read. A book that really makes you think, really makes you hopeful for everything, you know? The happiest book. Parents go, or sit down, little generic name person and generic name person. It's time for us to read the happiest book in existence. Errant Hope. Oh boy, I love Errant Hope. It's the happiest book ever. That's right. The happiest book ever. Definitely not lying here. I did... Serious talk, though. I did genuinely get concerned about that. Like, I genuinely got a bit worried about that, because, like, people come to my videos and my streams going, oh, it's that guy that's always cheery and always happy. And they probably picked up my book and went, I'm going to pick this book up and it's going to be a laugh a minute. It's going to be so hilarious and funny and silly. And then they read it. They went, oh. Wonder how many of them did that. Picked up the book, read it, and then... He's talking about missing the pig. Yep. You see, I didn't get to hear people saying that, you know, that was something that they did or didn't like. I didn't hear that. It could very well have been the case. I'm sure there were parts of it that people didn't enjoy. There must have been parts of it that people didn't like. I know one person was like, I liked the book, but then I really lost interest after a certain event. And I was like, well, that's fair. I went, okay. So he's Discord, so no spoilers from me here. That's true. That's true. That is true. You have. But hey, at some point I'll just be able to go, okay, book 1, I'm gonna just start talking about it now. Because there's stuff in book 2 that... If may ask, did it sell well? I mean, what do you mean by sell well? It's a very vague statement in a sense. A lot of copies. It sold? I think it sold better than I thought it would. I mean, you didn't see it in the list of New York Times... Hello, Beak. How you doing? You didn't see it in the list of New York Times bestsellers, but I don't think you ever were going to, considering it's self-published. I made the money that I put into it back, and I made some money off it, but also... We're talking about the... I was asked if the book sold well, and I'm saying that it did make money, but with all the time that went into it, like the sheer amount of time, I'm glad you do. I hope you enjoy it, or have enjoyed it. But considering the amount of time that went into making it, if you divided the amount of money it earned by the amount of hours that I put into it, it's a difficult question. It's so hot out here, yet the bugs don't seem to mind. They're buzzing about like crazy. I suppose we just have to keep our cool and try to keep up. It's a lot of work. A lot of work from a lot of people, not just me, so... The reality of writing books is that most of the time it's not a gangbuster success. Quite a lot of time people write books and they don't make any money off it at all. So I am fortunate to say that I was able to make some money off it. It certainly wasn't anywhere near the amount of money I'd need to make to, like, switch to writing full time. But I wasn't expecting that. Nice to see you! I hope you love hanging out at my place today, Eeks. I got a thing for you. What is it? I'll tell you what it is. It's... Fruit! Oh, what is it? What is it? What is it? I remember without candy, see. Some pears, yum. I'm eating so fast it's gonna be rude. Thanks so much. I think about more getting stuff. Here, take it as an outfit. Thanks, Bila. Hey, so good to see you. What do you need? My daddy counted Tim was sold the best fan service of variety you've ever seen. I use it for writing my autograph. Not quite sure I understand what your question is there, Albeek. Not quite sure I understand the question. RWO is not an acronym I know. Oh, it's Virtual Horizon. I mean, it is at some point. Still more work needs to be done on it, but it got past a big major hurdle recently with Cav, so it's getting ever closer. No, it's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to understand what you were saying, so I could respond with the right answer. Trust me, when Book 2 is, like, incredibly close, I will be letting you all know. I'll be like, hey, Book 2 is right here. Your eyesight's getting worse. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, hey, Boris. We're going all out for those bugs today, and I'm all fired up. Better get your head in the game, kiddo, or old Boris is gonna get them all. How goes the catching? Giving the net a proper workout? I trained hard for today, and then backed off so I could recover from peak effort, Quacko. I am pumped! Oh, save me for the bugs, Bill. Save me for the bugs! My wife has discovered the power of a back catalogue. She's written about 10 novellas, and each time she publishes a new one, a few new people start reading the old ones, making a publish. Yeah, that is a powerful thing. It's something that really helps my YouTube content in a sense, because I have so many videos that a lot of things get those back watches, as it were. A little bit difficult for me because I don't have a lot of things already written. And Errant Hope was not short, and neither will Book 2. Which, by the way, I still can't reveal the subtitle for yet. Or the title of it, rather. Hello, Solex, how you doing? I hope you are doing well. I found a certain penguin. Oops. See? I'm trying to talk to him, and that happens. That happens sometimes. I practiced catching bugs in my dreams last night. I had so many bugs in my pocket. So wiggly. It's very wiggly. Oh, there's also a Berserk. Sandy, I'm on a level with you. As the greatest rival, I need you to go for gold. Go all out. No mercy. I need a challenge. I will destroy you and rule the bug-catching scene with a six-legged fist. Which is to say, I want to have a bunch of fun today. Let's both try our best, Berserk. But did you see that, Alias? I was blatantly facing Cube, and the game went, nah, you mean to dig with your shovel, right? No! No, game! No, I don't! I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah, the jocks really take the bug off seriously. I'm doing well, thanks you, Solex. I'm doing well. Ooh, I found another fossil! I'm doing great on finding fossils today. That is 3 fossils already. Okay, so we can quite confidently put away these 2 gifts. Because Cube and Elise are out. So, drop that. Drop that. Does Moray go up during a competition? It might. I don't know the exact mechanics of it. Oh, hey! Bug-off season, the last time we show those bugs what? Get ready, because by the time I'm done, there's not going to be a single bug left on Hillsfar. Now, if you don't mind, I got a bug to taste. She's found a bug. Is she going to catch the bug? Our survey says probably not. Nope, she gave up. Cube is fun. I like Cube. Cube is one of the temporary villagers on the island. We've already met 3 of the permanents. We haven't met the 4th permanent yet. There's one of them. There's one of them. But no, Book 2, you'll get to find out what happened to all your favourite characters. Like the main character. And other character. And character that isn't the main character. Hi there, my fabulous bestie. I'm so happy you came over. Who are your permanent villagers? One moment. You give me a thing? That I am. Would you like? Thing? Permanent villagers are Bella, Boris, Jitters, and Margie right now. What could it be? Going to see while I open it. Some pairs. Yum. Reading so fast is going to be rude. Thanks so much. Hey, I want to say thanks for like an object. It's a Viking helmet, enjoy! Eventually we'll have a permanent sisterly, because we've almost had every sisterly on this island. What's up, trying to put sweet pop stars together? I do. What are your thoughts on those little toys that come inside snack and candy packages? Yeah, I think they're like, whatever. Except it's a lie. They're collectibles and I need each and every last one of them. Just yesterday I scored a keychain for the bottom of a cereal box. I think it was a promo for that show Underwater Playing the Drums Love Triangle. I'll probably never watch the show, but the keychain's tons of dobs. Yeah, Bella's on the island because if Bella left, Demon Dragon would revolt, and so would the rest of chat. Jitters is on the island because he's the reason the island exists. Boris is on the island because if Boris disappeared, Alien Cabalion would revolt. And if Margie left the island, I would revolt. Speaking of burb, here's another burb. Hey, you bringing in the bugs or Oaxaca? I mean, maybe I will. But yeah, if Margie left, there would be despair. In fact, I believe Alias could probably speak with some certainty in that if Margie left for some reason, the island would be over. Because I would just be incredibly sad. And we don't want a sad Kiko. Kiko's does a good enough job of making himself sad by himself. Love the vibes of Jitters Fiber Show. Yeah, Jitters is nice. Jitters is the reason the island exists. I got that amiibo for free, basically as a gratis thing when I was buying Bill's amiibo, and I went, if I make an island, if we can get a stream island going, I will have Jitters be on the island and he'll be my neighbour. I mean, he's not exactly my neighbour, but he doesn't live far away from me. Here's this little house here. So, Margie Levy would be, holy, it would be completely unswole, JS Tank, you are not wrong. Oh, there's the Tootie! Behold! The Tootie. Back off days are so exciting! I'm not the best at netting bugs, but I'll still try to catch a bunch. Having any luck out there, I just hope we can keep up with everyone, Tootie. See, that's our Margie. And our Margie is good. She's got a little hat that I gave her almost by accident on Avataris, but it's grown on me. That hat has absolutely grown on me. I really like it when she wears the hat. Also, time to check the cheese. Cheese! It is indeed cheese. In fact, we've seen every single villager on the island. We have seen them all. Well, the permanent leaving means picking up pitchforks. Exactly! Yeah, no matter which one goes, someone will be mad. That might not necessarily be the case when we start getting new permanents, like when we get the permanent sisterly villager. Because I don't think people are as attached to her as they are other people. Oh, there goes the shovel. But over time they might. Over time they might. Also today, my meals are going to be a sandwich and a sandwich. I went out today looking for something to have, and I came up blank, so my meals are sandwich and sandwich. In hindsight, I should have got something to have for lunch, but instead it was sandwich. At least the sandwiches tonight will be nicer. It'll be a toasted sandwich in a toasted sandwich maker. It'll be very fancy. And this is where my partner comes back and goes, I've eaten so much for lunch, I cannot eat the fancy meal. Get something else. And I'll be like, okay. This could happen. Do you not cook? Yes. I do, but sandwiches are cheap, and they're cheap. Hey there, welcome to Mrs. Mommy Fashion Me, lovely McClaw. Thank you. One of the things I cannot afford to do is splurge on food. So I don't. You know what time she hung on the left wall over there? It belonged to our mother. Every time I look at it, I get this one feeling inside. Like when she'd hug me. Oh. I feel I live next to a Subway and sandwiches are my go-to. I couldn't eat a Subway. The reason why I couldn't eat a Subway is because if you just list all the ingredients you have in a typical Subway sandwich. To do the video, go right ahead. Thank you. List all the ingredients you have in a Subway sandwich, and I'll tell you which ones of those I wouldn't eat. Do I have that dress? This exact one? Let me have a look. Meatball, mustard, tomato, lettuce. Okay. So, that's one person. Just gonna check, see if I have this dress. I have them all. Okay. Okay, so out of a meatball, mustard, tomato, and lettuce sandwich, onions. Matt just has an onion sandwich. They like to live life dangerously. Thanks, please come again. I will. It's like, I'll have onions. Alright, what else you gonna have in it? Did I say stop serving onions? More onions, please. Okay. When do I stop? I haven't said stop. Sir. Sir, please. Anything else? No. Oh, you're adding to your list. Okay. We thought you just had sandwiches with onions in them. And that was it. You had onion sandwiches. Okay, so out of the ingredients that have been listed so far, yes, cheese, salami, brie. Okay, so no to the tomato, no to the lettuce, no to the mustard. No, not mustard. I like mustard. No to the lettuce, tomato, onion. That's it. I like mustard. Meatballs are good. Cheese, salami, brie, all good. But mushrooms, like tomatoes, no. Lettuce, no. Onions, no. Gherkins, no. No. Real lettuce, Subway lettuce, doesn't matter. It's all a big no. No. I like vegetables. I like vegetables. Let's see. I can eat onions if they are either incredibly diced in food so you can't taste them. I could also eat onion rings if they're crunchy, but that's not quite the same thing. I can eat potatoes of all varieties. I like carrots. I like parsnips. I like Swedes. I like peas, green beans, any kind of beans, aubergine, avocado, carrots if they're soft. Trying to think what other ones I'll eat. Garlic? Love garlic. Oh yeah, love garlic. What does a parsnip taste like? It's a slightly different root vegetable. It's definitely got a different flavour to it. It's hard to describe. They're quite long. More familiar in appearance to carrots. Okay, I'm pretty sure they knew that parsnips would taste like parsnips. I like ham. Ham's good. The bad part is when you get to fruit. I mean, I can drink orange juice. I like orange juice, but not oranges. Or I like banana-flavored things, but not bananas. Which is funny, because most banana-flavored things don't taste like bananas. Because they're based... I learned this fact a little while ago, and it's absolutely fascinating. That, the reason why, like, foam banana sweets don't taste like bananas is because they do taste like bananas, but they taste like Cavendish bananas rather than the Gros Michel bananas, which we eat now. There are some very select places that still grow Cavendish, but after the like disease that wiped out nearly all of them, we switched to the Gros Michel. So, or you still have the taste of those foam sweets using the old banana. Oh, fun fact, potentially the banana we currently eat may be in danger. Oh no, I know this alias before Balatro. I knew about the fact that it was based on a previous banana. I just didn't know what the name of that banana was. I now know the name thanks to Balatro. I just didn't know the exact name of it. I didn't know it was called the Cavendish. But yeah, someday, potentially in the future, you might lose the banana we currently have, and I'll have to switch to a different banana. And then a lot of other foods that are banana flavored will also not taste like bananas that we currently eat. And so you'll be like, oh, this doesn't taste like bananas. And you'll be like, this super doesn't taste like banana. Banana sweets taste like different bananas. They taste like the Cavendish banana. Which still grows in very select areas. But that's not the predominant banana. Ooh. Ooh. Oh dear, pardon me. Why, hello, Sandstar. Welcome to the Hills Farm Museum. How may I be of service? I'd like to assess fossils. Oh, what would you like me to assess? I'm all aflutter. I'd like you to assess things, please. Cool, it's more than one I see. Let us take a closer look, shall we? Yes, indeed, they're quite splendid, but alas, our museum already has fossils such as these. I'm indeed tempted to purchase these for my personal collection, but no, I must exercise restraint. I'm at home too now. Might I help you with anything else? I'm good. Jolly good. Please enjoy the rest of your visit. So, here's a fun fact for you. Would you like to know about silphium? So, silphium was, so silphium was a herb, a plant. It was used in antiquity for seasoning, medicine, perfume, aphrodisiac, Roman times thing. Or age of time. Went extinct in the Roman era. We believe it went extinct in the Roman era, and we have no records of what it was exactly, or what it tasted like. Yes, Scythium was. Yes, it was. I don't think it's called Scythium. It might be, hang on, Silphium, I believe. Let me check if it was actually Silphium. They believe there is a surviving relative. It's called Ferula drudina. It might be Scythium. It might be a related one that nobody's sure. That's the thing. That's the thing. Because we don't have any surviving records of the plant, we don't know. We can only guess. Like, it might be the same one. It might not. We're unsure. It could be so similar in appearance that we think it's Scythium, but it might not be Scythium. I mean, that's the thing. Writing something down is one thing, but we have so much more knowledge and the ability to glean so much more about something that writing isn't enough. Like, a picture of something is one thing, but pictures can be deceiving. I mean, just look at the pictures of, you know, medieval artists trying to draw cats. And even if something looks the same, it doesn't mean to say it is the same. It's like Greek fire. Are we ever going to figure out how to make Greek fire? Probably not, because there's no, like, solidified recipe for it. They have, however, I believe, figured out something that is incredibly similar to original ancient cement. It might be, but that's the thing. It might be. We don't know. And we never will know. Because that information is lost. Like, we don't know it. The only way we would know would be to go back in time and find out that way, because the period is gone. That information is lost. And here's an interesting thing. That may have been lost from thousands of years ago. But we are now living in an age where Destiny, the developers of Destiny, are in a lawsuit or whatever, and they had to bring evidence of a piece of gameplay from Destiny 2, which they literally couldn't provide because it doesn't exist anymore. So they had to use YouTube videos of people playing that content, because they can't give you the content for the case because they don't have it. Also, the fun thing about saying that time travel backwards is impossible, based around current theories, yes. But here's the wonderful thing about science, and especially the wonderful thing about our knowledge of science. We know basically nothing about how the universe functions. There are so many things we know, but infinitesimally more things we don't know. We are just, as a species, scratching at the very edges of the beginnings of the infinite darkness that is knowledge. And that's fascinating, that there's always going to be something to learn, more things to discover, new facets of science that we learn about, that turn our understanding of the universe on its head. And the fact that sometimes people went in the past, figured things, like, believed things, and we dismissed them as hogwash. Like the ether. Like the fact that they went, well, travelling through space would be, you know, travelling through this ether. And we all went, ha ha, that's silly. That's not true. It's a vacuum. There's nothing in there. And now scientists have gone, actually, there is something in there. There's a lot of stuff that we can't see and is basically nigh on impossible for us to track, but it's there. Now, that may be true, Alias, but you did add one word there. Fairly competent. And here's the thing, it depends on what kind of time travel it is. Like, what if it's the time travel where you go back and you make a parallel timeline that you're now stuck in and you can't go back to, and we can't experience it at all because we're not a part of it? Like, it's those fun questions about time travel. It's like, which one is it? Multiverse, yeah. Instigated by time travel there. Like, every decision. Altering a thing would be a different decision made, which would then mean a branch in the timeline. Hey, what do you want to get away this guy? It's the Hillside Airport. How can I help you out today? I want to fly. Roger! So, just to get the paperwork official, where do you want to go? I want to go to Hobbs Island. Hobbs Island? Roger that, good buddy. I can set you up right now, buddy. Ready? All pads and stuff. Ideas about time travel hurt my hair. Yeah, it can do. It can do. Alright, let's get you airborne. Science is fascinating. It's also incredibly complicated. But also very simple in points as well. There's a very simple comic that describes the three main... Touchdown like making players into a encyclopedia. We're part and proud. Give a quack to Wingback. The three most widely accepted methods that time travel potentially would work. I'm trying to find that comic. Let me find it. Yes, the fixed timeline, the dynamic timeline, and the multiverse timeline. Where one of them makes a paradox and the other two don't. Like, fixed timeline is the Terminator 1, 12 Monkeys. Dynamic timeline is Back to the Future. And multiverse timeline is 2009 Star Trek, Terminator 2 and 3. Hey, it's Senstar. Good to see you. So, good to do my anniversary photos for recent Cyrus. You got a request about the studio. What type of time travel is Sonic CD? Probably dynamic. Right arm. Give Hamster to get your wedding set up. Hold on. So, the description of it. Altered events in the past have direct impacts on the present. However, you're very likely to cause paradoxes in a dynamic timeline unless you're incredibly careful. Hey, so glad to see you again. Are you ready to work on another fun set for us? As for today's theme, I want to take a picture of a garden theme set surrounded by nature. It should be filled with lots of gentle natural colours like green, yellow, beige and brown. I can see it now. When you're all done with the set and we got a few photos of the cat, come talk to me, okay? Thanks. Okay, so the last photo, you want a... Speaking of changing sides, apparently there are new evidence suggests that we were native horses in America when the South Europeans came over. Some breeds of horses have indeterminable DNA, and some native tribes being way too good with horses by the time Europeans encounter them. That is interesting. That is interesting. I can believe it. Like, some horses came over from Russia? I know what I'm looking for here. Where is it? You have to have some serious magic MacGuffins to make yourself immune to the effects of your time travel shenanigans. I mean, they want nature. They want nature. Isn't the natural world beautiful? That's a fun thing. The only way that you'd know for sure is to ask a time traveler. And how are you going to ask a time traveler? How would you even know you're asking one? Stephen Hawking invited them to a dinner party. I mean, we can't really ask Stephen Hawking anymore for obvious and sad reasons. Now, you see, Elbeek, maybe they just didn't want to go. Have you ever considered that Stephen Hawking might not have been hosting a very good party? Maybe they just want to keep it a secret. And went, we're not going to show him. He just wants to steal our time machine. Nice try, Hawking. Not gonna fall for that, they say to themselves. Maybe the party did happen. Maybe, oh, that would be interesting. It'd be like, actually, he's there, about to pass on, and goes, and he looks like he's going to say something, and he goes, the time travelers did show up, but they maybe promised never to tell anyone. One of them was a talking penguin called Flibblebert. And everyone nodded profoundly. And then they said, we'll never repeat this to anyone. In the serious talk, though, I was pretty sad when I heard that Stephen Hawking had passed on. That was a sad time. See, look! How... Exactly. When you're covered in bees... Yep. Oh. There you go. Another perfect photo to end things off. Oh, that last one seemed nice. Mind if I take a quick peek? Did you take more than one? I'll just look at the last one if that's okay. Sure. Great! Now let's see. Oh, my goodness! It's everything I could have wanted. You know that someone captured all the joy and love my darling and I share in one amazing photo. I love it! Now I can't let you leave without a reward. Treat yourself to something nice. These heart crystals. Now, a lot of people are used to stores, but not everyone is. Well, that was so much fun and we had another great photo. I hope you'll come back tomorrow for another shoot. Like, there are some people out there with incredible survival skills who would actually be able to quite capably survive in terms of, like, survival, but in terms of blending in, no. Absolutely not. You know one of the things that would actually give us away, if you went back far enough? Do you know one of the things that would actually give us away, and it's quite interesting? Our teeth. And not for the reason you think. Not for the reason you think. Not height. Height! Less so. Like, there were tall people. No, not fillings, not with dental plan. Did you know that it was only really the advent of sugar? Yeah. Sugar is what made our teeth really bad. Grains made it a little bit of a predicament, but sugar, that's what made our teeth bad. So, you'll actually find that a lot of really old, like, time periods, people had good teeth. Trainer shaved ice, supporting tango, bowling is gold. Your choir assistant's over. Do you want to buzz about to Cherry Town? I do. Roger, let's pack snacks and make tracks. Like, they generally had pretty good teeth. Because you didn't have sugar. There was natural sugars in fruit, but nowhere near in the quantity that we eat sugar now. Yeah, but they would have made it a little bit bad, but trust me, we eat a lot of sugar as a people right now. We consume a lot of sugar. That's a dangerous call there, Albeak. But we do consume a lot of sugar as a people. We do. But yeah, another thing would be how we speak. And all these other things. Tiny little things. It wouldn't take very much to out you as someone who's not meant to be there. Because even if you could speak the language, your dialect, your accent would be completely different. The way you say the words would be different. Your mannerisms around speaking would be different. Like, so many things would be different. And here's a fun thing. When my dad sometimes says, oh, you're using an Americanism. An Americanism. And it's like, yeah, right now it is. But there's 2 points to this. One, you understood exactly what I was saying. Two, what is an Americanism today might not be an Americanism in the future. It might be a word that enters into the Oxford Dictionary. And once it's in the Oxford Dictionary, it's a word in the English language. It's like, the only time that a language is never changing is when it's dead. Yeah, I can believe it is. But it's, like, the only time a language isn't changing is when it's dead. That's the only time. Language is always changing. Language is evolving constantly. And that's good. You want language to change. Hey, it's showtime for the June bug-off. You excited? Of course you are. You feel it, right? That electricity? Today the wall is thinner between this world and the infested realms. Rules of the bug off are simple. Each round you catch as many bugs you can within 3 minutes. I'll give you points depending on how many bugs you catch. Collect a lot of points, and you could redeem them for some sacred bug-related relics I've been able to acquire. During the bug off, bugs you catch miraculously transubstantialized into the bug cage over by the tent. Yeah, what's wrong with Welsh? Nothing wrong with Welsh. You can play around any time as long as you've got a net. No pocket space required. So, are you ready to join your fellow programs in the bug off? There's no entry fee for first timers. I'd like to ask about if I have any points. So far your points total is 87! Good work! Then it must be time to dig into the reliquary, so you're redeeming 10 points for a bug relic. Behold! A spider door plate. You still have a lot of points left over. You interested in some more redemptions? Not right now. Oh, okay. Well, you can redeem points whenever, so just come talk to me if you change your mind. I did that so I could sync up my thing. Like, all languages are changing if they're alive languages. Like, Welsh is getting new words added to it. So is English, French, German, American English. Of course Welsh has changed. Yeah. Welsh is a language that is spoken by people. Welsh has changed. Like, new words have entered into the Welsh lexicon. Older words that aren't used have slipped out of use. It's like language. All languages change, unless they're dead. Only languages that are dead do not change. See, I was right next to him. I clearly have to be even closer. Hi. Did you want to play a round of the bug off? It's free for first timers. Also, apparently the Shakespearean quote of the time, as you like it seems nonsensical in the Queen's English. However, as read in Shakespeare, it is a bawdy series of rhymes. Yeah! There are many instances when Cav and I are looking at English, like grammar, when we go over the editing, and he went, "This doesn't sound correct." But I looked it up, Kiko, and what you have written is in fact correct. It sounds wrong, but it's not wrong. But is Latin a dead language? Latin is dead in the sense that it has no native speakers. There is nobody alive that is a native speaker of Latin. Any words we say in Latin are an approximation, a guess of how they are pronounced. Latin as the Romans spoke it is dead. Completely, totally, and utterly dead. We have our version of Latin now, which is different. Wonderful. That's great. I think you find it illuminating and fun. Okay, I'm going to stop a timer for 3 minutes. You're going to catch bugs, any kind, just catch a lot. Oh, you'll get bonus points if you catch at least 3, so good luck. Alright, get ready to transcend. Yeah, it's like, Latin has perished twice. Latin, isn't doing that well in the sense that nobody spoke, eventually just fell out of fashion and nobody spoke it anymore, and thus Latin died. Then people picked it up again, but it sounded different because, you know, Latin. Nobody's speaking it anymore. And then Latin died again. Darn it. And so you have the wonderful thing of Latin just being dead all the time. It's like, make up your mind, Latin. Are you dead? Are you not dead? Yeah, now we have Church Latin, which is a different form of Latin. It's like, hello, Latin number 3. How you doing? How you doing, Latin? You good? No? Screaming? Excellent. There are languages out there that have, like, tiny amounts of people who speak them. Like, there are languages out there that have a handful of, like, compared to Esperanto, Senate Latin, like, Esperanto is thriving compared to Senate Latin. Because we don't know what Senate Latin sounds like. We have no clue. You want to hear something interesting? I believe you can find it on YouTube. There is a video of Victorian gentlemen, their voices being recorded. Which is fascinating because it's not a clear recording, because of course, I mean, from the period it's from. But it's fascinating how much of English has survived since the Victorian era. It's not far enough away that it is unrecognizable. Do you want to know another thing that's incredibly funny? Someone found... there's two jokes about language. One joke about language, another language about... a joke about another thing. But, there's the joke that, like, this is the King's English, and it is the one and only way to speak English, and every other way is wrong. And then you go back 200 years, and you say the same thing, but in 200 years old English. And then you could find it, and then do it again for it that's 200 years older. And everybody had the same opinion. Like, this is English, this is the only way to say English. To speak English. The other one that you can find evidence of is if ever you read an article which has someone saying, people don't want to work anymore, go back and every number of decades, 3, 4 decades, you'll find someone saying the exact same thing. I think you can even find people in ancient Greece saying that the young generation don't want to work like we did. I think it's even in ancient Greece they say that. Hey, how was it? Did you make progress in your personal journey towards true infestation? If you're looking for new friends you've caught during the round, they're in the bug cage by the tent. As always, I'm happy to buy any bugs with whom you don't plan on forming a lasting relationship. But before we talk about buying or selling, let's tally up your round results. The total number of bugs you've caught is 6. Oh, that's at least 3, so you get a bonus. Well done, you earned 8 points. If you earn any more points, they'll be automatically added to your total. Save enough points and you can redeem them for the mighty bug-related relics. Ask me about that later. Yeah, however, some languages are still spoken. Even some new ones pop up, like Swedenese. Oh, have you checked your bug cage lately? No reason, but if for some reason you don't want your bugs, I'm happy to buy them from you. Sure. What, really? You don't need any spiritual guides? I mean, let me just add up a total. Let's see, how many bugs? 6, given speech and metaphysics. How's 1,755 bells? Sure. Thanks. I'll be sure to provide a good home for any bugs in your bug cage. I hope you play another round. Just remember, as I say, if you're saying people don't want to work anymore, no. People don't want to work for you anymore. There's a difference. Hello there. Got questions about bugs? I've spent my life seeking the answers. I do well with the important things automated so no one would need to work, but that's an ideal world. Yeah, well. What is an ideal world differs for every person, which is the paradoxical thing about us all being individuals and all having our own likes and wants. Nice, each firefly brightens the sky that much more. Metaphorically, we don't just catch fireflies. The entry fee after your first round is 500 bells. Is that going to be okay? Sure. Great. I'll just collect those 500 bells then. Okay, I'm going to start the timer for 3 minutes. You're going to catch bugs. Any kind, just catch a lot. Oh, and you get a bonus points if you catch these 3s, so good luck. Anyway, time to transcend. I can't speak about large aspects of the job market on account of me working as I do now for so long. But I know that even now there are some people who would look at what I do for a living and not understand it. Or not want to understand it. Hey, Margie. Any bugs? Not here. Are you alright, Kiko? I have written a book, yes. I am still working on the second book. That is knee-deep in the editing. I'm also a YouTube Let's Player, and I'm also a Twitch... Oh, that bug just disappeared! That bug went, no! No, I don't want to be here, phased into the wall. That bug is gone! But yes, I am a YouTube Let's Player, Twitch streamer, and author. I can indeed put that on my resume, because I am self-published, but still published. There is a copy of my book in the national major library in England. There's someone also told me that they just randomly saw a copy of my book in their local library, and I'm like, what? When did that happen? Why have you got a copy of my book? Who requested that? I mean, I'm happy. That is cool, yeah. It took a lot of work. And it's available for purchase. Oh, me. It was you that said it. Was it you that requested it, though? Because if you requested it, that's incredibly cool. Also, another thing we can request is a link to a Throne wish list. Aha! I got you. Oh, well, that is greatly appreciated, Albeek. That is very much appreciated. I know when I got my book out, I went to my local library and went, I want to, do this and everything else. Like, oh, well, we don't do, donations. And I'm like, no. This is my book that I have written, and I want to give it to my library. I don't know if it actually went into my library system, but it's there now. I don't know what happened to it. Maybe they decided they didn't want it in my library system and they got rid of it. I don't know. Well, I appreciate that. Hopefully someone has took it out and they enjoyed reading it. Maybe one day I'll get some random message from someone going, hey, book. I bet it was on my list. Excellent. I'm glad. I'm glad that even... Here's the thing, I'm writing the books predominantly so that I can say I've written those books. I want to write this story is in my head, I want it out there, I want the books there so that I can say I wrote the books. If some people enjoy them, that's even better. If some people get inspired to do their own books, or get into art, or get into anything else from it, that's even better. That's the best. I really like talking about the book. Cav will know, my partner will know as well, but, I love talking about it. If you go into, the Kiko spoilers part, or a particular part that, you're at a certain point in the book, I will talk about it with you. I will discuss things. I will have a conversation. Okay, admittedly, it might be a very short conversation if you turn up armed with foul words and expletives, but I'll have a conversation with you. I'm pretty glad I've not had to have one of those conversations yet about my book. I haven't had anyone come up to me yet and say that they hate it. Now I was discussing the Siege of Vienna based on your... Excellent! Excellent! Good discussions about history. These are good. We like this. Discuss the Siege of Vienna. Excellent. Discuss whether it's accurate to say that the fall of Constantinople should be the end of the end of the period known as the Middle Ages. Is that the proper defining time, or is it not? Yeah, is it though? What aspect of that defines it being the end of the Middle Ages? Because we in England have a very different definition. Like, we typically go like, oh, it's the Middle Ages, and then you go, and then the Tudors. We go, oh, look, the Tudor period started, don't call it the Middle Ages anymore. It's opinion, yeah. It has to be one of those things that's just widely accepted. Like, there isn't a community out there that goes, well, we have ratified this. It's what caused the busy Germans to flee to the west, bringing Roman thought to Europe proper. Which is fascinating because it happened so late. Like, if you think about it, the Roman Empire in one form or another existed for thousands of years. Like, well over 1,000 years. Because, yeah, the Western Empire fell, but then the Eastern Empire rose. And then the Eastern Empire fell. Like, the Eastern Empire could have helped the Western Empire endure for longer, but eventually they just saw it as a, nah, this isn't worth it anymore. It's too expensive, it's too costly. And historians go through so many what-ifs of, like, what if this late Roman emperor had done this and that and hadn't been betrayed and all these other things? What if they had managed to attain victories? What if the Roman Empire hadn't have fallen as much? Like, it's fascinating. What would have happened to the Byzantine Empire if one of the Crusades hadn't have just robbed them of Constantinople for a period and formed the Latin Empire, effectively? What if that had happened? Like, would the Byzantine Empire have been able to have endured the Middle Ages? Would it have lasted for longer? Like, all these questions and answers that we'll never know the answers to. Rome fell, Byzantine took over, because Constantinople was a way more significant trade. Yeah, because Constantinople fell, 3 different... yeah, 3 empires claimed to be Rome. Holy Rome... You have all kinds of claims, for different reasons too. I don't think the Library of Alexandria not burning to the ground would have had... But we don't know, but it wouldn't have maybe had as much of a difference, because that knowledge was contained in other places. It just wasn't so centralized. It made it harder to access the knowledge, but the knowledge still lived. Yeah. The USA as a country hasn't existed for that long. But that's just, you know... Ooh. I am not catching any bugs. Not catching any bugs. The Russian Empire, yep, because of marriage. That one ended. Oh, found a bug! Your house is older than the United... Yep, it is. There you go. But here's one of the things about the burning of the Library of Alexandria. Regardless of whether there were in fact a lot of books in it, people remembered it. And it was an event. And it made people think about things differently because it happened. It made people one of the many things that romanticized the age of antiquity. And it made people theorize about the lost knowledge. What was in there? Maybe it was the recipe for the perfect cheese toastie. I mean... do we know? Maybe there was only one book and it was full of sick memes. Maybe you open up the one book in the Library of Alexandria and it says, "Yo dog, I heard you like knowledge." But in ancient Greek. Oh, I mean, this is nothing, Albeek. I mean, we haven't even got to talking about Al Capone yet. We haven't even got to that part. I'd have several questions if it has a full copy of the... 1798! That's pretty old. That's pretty old. Mine is nowhere near that old. Mine is nowhere near that old. Look, every deep conversation in the world of Animal Crossing streams is only X steps away from Al Capone. It's just a question of determining how many steps. That is a great time to raid, MCR. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Are you well? I hope you're good. I hope your stream was nice. We've been talking about incredibly deep things like time travel, science, appreciation of history, and catching bugs. You know, as you do in an Animal Crossing New Horizons stream. It's standard stuff. As you do. What else do you talk about in Animal Crossing streamer? Animal Crossing? That sounds silly. Why would you do that? Except we don't even doing that. I hope you're doing well. What game were you playing? Oh, bug. Aha! May I mention the obligatory steamroller? I absolutely. Feel free to mention the obligatory steamroller. I mean, Steamroller is a very important part of the Animal Crossing New Horizons Hillsfar lore. I fully expect Nintendo to incorporate it into the, guess how many cavalry? Was it 3? Okay, it was more than 3. More than 3. Oh, good. I'm glad I'm right. 10,000? $18,000. And they were all charging one guy. that guy! Get that guy in particular! And then they all failed to pathfind, and they all just failed. No? That is a lot of horse. Unfortunately, they were going up against one Space Marine. That's the part the Siege of Vienna doesn't tell you about. Cavalry are good until it rains. Cavalry are good until you add guns. Because, oh my word, that was a thing. When guns first came in as a thing in warfare, people went, okay, so they're terrible, they're incredibly inaccurate, they're incredibly inaccurate, they're prone to exploding in your face, they don't work when it rains. But a whole group of them firing sounds like the sky is literally screaming in protest, so I'm gonna sit out this one. I think you should too, buddy. Well, the thing is that a properly made suit of plate mail for a suitably athletic and well-trained knight, they could do a lot of things with armor. They could do cartwheels. They could climb on the undersides of ladders. Oh yeah, they could, Alias. Like, it took training, though. That's the thing. It took training for the horses to not get startled. That's the thing. Initially, this was a totally unfamiliar sound, and it was a terrifying sound. There was a huge, like, fear factor with gunpowder weapons. Like, it completely threw, like, battle dynamics out the window. Castles! Okay, you've got a castle, great. It's designed to resist arrow fire, and sieges, and catapults, and trebuchets, and then cannons showed up. But hello, I'm a cannon. Yes, people were able to eventually design castles that could better resist cannon fire. But initially, no. No, your castle was not surviving cannon fire very well. Like, it took... Yeah, that is true, they didn't. They didn't. Like, imagine being a medieval peasant who's being levied for fighting, and you hear about guns, and you just decide, you know what, I'm gonna skip that. No. No. But then you had ironclads. Like, that was the thing. They went, okay, so we'll get a wooden ship, and we will clad it in iron. But that's the thing. Bring a spear to a musket fight. If the musket misses, you're doomed. Because good luck reloading that musket by the time that spearman has charged you down, because if it's an original musket or an arquebus, you are not reloading that. You are firing that gun once, and then you are discarding it. You aren't firing that again. Oh yes, it was longer. It was absolutely more accurate. But one of the things that crossbows had over bows was that it was easier to train a person to fire a crossbow. And what was an advantage over like muskets to crossbows? Even easier to train. And you don't need upper arm strength to do anything with it. Because you're not pulling a string back with a bow. You're not, like, securing the crossbow bolt either. But then guns got more portable. Then you had, you know, musket pistols. Suddenly you could use a shield. Like, things innovated. It's one thing that's fascinating and peculiar is that we started off, you know, being incredibly lightly armoured. And then we went to being very heavily armoured in the heyday of knights. And then armour went down when gunpowder came about and guns and everything else. And now armour is starting to go back up. The very, very first muskets were woefully inaccurate and very temperamental. But technology advanced quickly. Like, technology advanced quickly. Like, the initial first guns, the hand cannons, and even arquebuses, not accurate. Very temperamental. And very early muskets, also not accurate, really. But when you got to, like, the second iterations of muskets and third, you had very accurate things. But again, they were only as accurate as the person firing them. And making sure that you actually had one that was, you know, well made. But yeah, the hand cannon was literally a tiny cannon on a stick. Muskets need two things to be accurate. Either rifling to spin the bullet to make it accurate, yep, or an incredibly long barrel that made them unwieldy, yep. Yep, and originally the first ones were literally, here is a cannon on a stick. Point it at the enemy, hope it doesn't blow up in your face. It was. Original ones were horrendously dangerous, very temperamental, very, very risky. There is a phrase that I like to use called, hoisted by your own petard, because a petard was basically a very temperamental bag of combustible liquids, basically a portable explosive that people would run up to the portcullises of a castle to throw at it so that they could blow up the portcullis gate. But quite often, they would start reacting before they got there and would explode, hoisting up the body of the person throwing it, ergo, hoisted by your own petard, as in, your own folly has caused your downfall. It's not a phrase that really gets used anymore, but it's absolutely a phrase, and it's a fascinating phrase. It's a fascinating phrase. And it has survived. It's survived long enough and best enough for me to know it. That's the thing. It's survived long enough for me to understand the phrase and the meaning, and it got me learning about stuff. That was the thing. It got me to learn about that thing and all these other things. It was fascinating. But anyway, enough about talking about late Middle Ages gunpowder weaponry. Because, you know, that's what you talk about in Animal Crossing stream. It's time for me to thank you all for being here, because you're all absolutely fantastic, amazing, brilliant, and wonderful. And I couldn't do what I do without you, and I wouldn't want to do what I do without you. You are the heart and soul of my community. You make it all possible. I've never been happier entertaining all of you. Thank you, Demon Dragon. There's a couple of things I need to quickly talk about before we conclude, starting off with my website there, kikoskia.com. You can check out all kinds of things there, including my schedule, where you pretend you dust them. You can also find links where you can buy my book, Aaron Hope. There's also my Discord, where you can join a large thriving community, which I'm often a part of. Loads of places to talk about stuff, loads of emotes based on Let's Play streams past and present. If you link your Twitch and Discord together, you sub to me on Twitch, you use the Twitch emotes and Discord, which is fantastic. It's been deep conversation. Probably very silly, because I'm not the best conversationalist when it comes to that, but here you go. There's also my Patreon. There you can pledge to support me in doing what I do. There's nothing Let's Play stream I sit behind paywalls, but there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes that you typically don't see, including but not limited to the editing, compression, touch stream, touch recordings, and everything makes all what I do a reality. And in these days, with the mortgage and bills and food and all that jazz, I rely now more than ever on the people that pledge to me to make all what I do possible. But remember, whether it's with Patreon pledges, Twitch subs, Twitch bits, direct donations, or Throne pledges, only ever give money that you can afford to. Never put yourself out of pocket and lacking the things you need to survive and live just to help me. Always do it with your fun money, if you want to. Those of you that do pledge not only get a different card name on Discord and my deep and sincere thanks, you want to get the ability to put your suggestion forward for the Patreon shortlisted votes. There's also my YouTube channels. There is Kikoskia, there's 35 of you here, thank you. There's Kikoskia, my 17.5-year-old 10,000 plus video strong Let's Play channel. I'm so old. There's also KickVodskia, my newer VOD focused channel, where all the VODs go. And if you'd like to help both channels grow, you can do so by liking and commenting on videos, subbing if you're not subbed, and if you are subbed, press that bell for those notifications. I'm glad you enjoy them, Albeek. There's also my social media accounts, like Twitter, Blue Sky, Mastodon, Discord, the community tab, and YouTube. There you can get notifications on when I start streaming and when Let's Play videos go live and all kinds of random other stuff, like announcements of things I painted that could very well have been gotten on the Throne wishlist. That's where you can put money towards things that bring me joy. Right now there is some Horus Heresy stuff for the upcoming new edition of Horus Heresy. I'm planning on building a force for that. And anything goes towards that is greatly appreciated. Finally, there is me thanking all of you, because seriously, you are all absolutely fantastic, amazing, brilliant, and wonderful. I could not do what I do without you, and I wouldn't want to do what I do without you. You are the heart and soul of my community. You make it all possible, and I've never been happier than when we are playing, like me playing these games, and me entertaining all of you. Whether we're just bumbling around in Animal Crossing, talking about Middle Ages gunpowder and other stuff, or all kinds of other things. It is just great and humbling that I can continue to entertain you after all of these years. And with your continued support, I'll be able to keep doing this for, how are the Dreadnoughts? They're good. I've painted one of the Contemptor Dreadnoughts, and I'm probably going to start painting another one of... I painted one of them. I'm going to start painting the other one at some point soon. Painting can take a long time. Like, it's not something I rush. I'm in no rush to paint them, so I will get them painted as I can. I've had to deal with all kinds of other stuff, including work, you know. Gotta work around all the other things. But, no, I will probably start getting around to painting that at some point. But anyway, with your continued support, I'll be able to keep doing this for many, many years to come, as many years as is possible. So thank you all, folks, seriously. And whether it be morning, afternoon, or evening, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I hope you achieve everything you set out to do. The next stream is tomorrow. No, it isn't. No, I keep doing that, because every other day it's tomorrow. Well, I'm glad you enjoy them. The next stream is on Monday, 7 PM BST, Might and Magic 6, where we continue to work on all kinds of things, waiting for the full moon to happen. Also, I will probably be melting, because it'll be like 32 degrees outside. That is true. Every other day it's tomorrow. That is true. But, it's not really. But, as I was saying, it's going to be really hot. So I'm going to have to struggle. It'll be like 35 degrees in this room probably, and I will be melting, but I'll have to deal with it. And I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later. And remember, I will, Grimmeth. And remember, be nice to each other, everyone. For if everyone is nice to each other, the world would be that much better a place. And we all want that, don't we? Well, I certainly do. And I hope you do too. Later. Now let's raid Kauai and tell them about the fact that we were talking about gunpowder weapons. And the Byzantine Empire, and time travel. It'll be fascinating. Later.